Alright, so let's continue on here. So, we got our records of eminence started, and we got going with that. We have our Unity going, so we'll start accumulating accolades for that and eventually be able to use Upper Ruru. In the meantime, we need to level up, and right now we are level 7. And level 7 with trusts, and okay, so what I need to do next is start getting some gear together for Red Mage. Now that we have 4,000 sparks, I can, let's see here. Let's decide, first of all, do we need to use daggers, swords, or hand-to-hand for Red Mage? Or should I just use clubs? If the goal is to get Black Mage up to level 99, which is my choice this time anyway, really, I mean, the skills for Black Mage at that level, weapon skills, isn't going to be very useful. Although, the way I play the game, I like to melee while I do stuff, so I might just level up club while I'm at it. So, but worry about that later, I guess. In the meantime, let's worry about Red Mage. So, sword right now, Zephos. Let me grab a... let's see here. I'm not worried about ranged attacks. Let me get some serviceable armor. You know what? I'm going to keep going with what I have now until one of my favorite sets is going to be the scale gear, which is level 10. Beast Spatha is level 11. I'll grab that one. Iron Sword level 18. I'll grab that one. This current shield I have is fine. Not worried too much about any clubs yet. Ah, yes. Scale mail for level 10. I like the full scale set. I like the look of the scale set. And later on scale sets too. It's just a variation of the scale set is a Centurion set at level 30 I like. Alright, level 20 stuff. Let me grab a set of first trader stuff. It's kind of boring. Chain, no, shade stuff, that's pretty cool. I like the shade stuff. But at level 30, I'm going to need this for Black Mage anyway. Might as well go ahead and grab it. The Seer's gear is pretty good. And for Red Mage, I'll grab this shade stuff. It's a lot of sparks. It's alright, I got plenty. Alright, anything special I can get from sparks right now? Trusts. Oh yes, oh yes. Definitely want Kultata. King's Alter Ego. I'll grab Sid also when I get some more points, but right now I'm good. Kultada for sure. That's going to speed up my XPing quite a bit. Alright, so now that I have trusts, I have Unity going, I'm going to work on leveling up to level... you know what? I'm already level 7. Level 10 will come easily on the way to the crag zone, which is, for me, is going to be Tarongi Canyon. That's the crag zone for a Windurst area. And for you, it might be... Kronstadt Highlands or Lethane Plateau. But once you get to the crag zone, that's going to be an important 3 items to get, and that will help you on your... It'll help you speed up leveling even faster. And I will let you know about that in a little bit. Alright, I'm going to finish up here with another trust here, and put all this new gear into its appropriate spot in my wardrobes to save space in my inventory. So the next main thing to do is level up to level 20 or so. I'm sorry, well, level 15 to 18 or so. We'll need to level up to that. And then once I get to level 18, I will go get my Subjob. Now, back in the day, Subjobs were a little bit harder to come by. Because you need to gather 3 items, and the items depend on where you are doing the Subjob quest. But right now, with Records or Rhapsodies of Vanadil, it is super easy to just go and get your Subjob basically for free. And I will show you that when I come back with you. I'm going to go outside here, level up to level 10 to 12-ish on the way to Tarongi Canyon. And then once I'm there, I will get back with you and give you an update. So, be right back. Hey, how's it going? I'm back. So, check this out. I have Valanerol here as a tank. Look at this. I'm getting aggro from a bunch of stuff here. I go to engage this. He does a weapon skill, kills everything in the surrounding area. Pretty awesome. Don't sleep on Valanerol. He's pretty darn good. So I just hit level 11. I got my scale armor on here. I actually forgot to buy spells while I was in town. But then I thought, I don't even have much money. I don't know if I could buy all the spells I need. So maybe instead of buying all the level 30 gear with my sparks, I should have purchased an Acheron shield, which is on the page, the sparks page 70, level 71 to 98 sparks page, and that has Acheron shields, which sell for about 25k gil, for about 2,800 sparks. That will be your main money maker throughout the game, probably. Well, at least throughout the leveling process, you'll be getting lots of sparks, and once you've gotten the gear that you need for your particular level, you should spend any extra sparks you can on those Acheron shields and sell them to an NPC shop for about 25k. I would recommend getting spark armor up through level 45 or so. They actually stop selling at level 50 plus because they kind of expect you to get your artifact gear around that time. But they sell weapons all throughout the leveling process up to like 98, 99. So I would say get weapons through sparks and get armor through level 50 through sparks. Alright, so now I am in Tarongi Canyon, and all my trusts went away. That's because whenever you zone, they go away. So, for now, right, but when I summoned them, I was level 6, so those trusts, until you resummon them, are still going to be level 6. Now that I am a level 11, they will be level 11 for me. Also, another thing is, when getting conquest points, I have 730 conquest points. When you have 2,000, you should go and buy a Emperor Band that increases your experience gained by 50%. Also, this NPC here, this Trust NPC, Kultada, he will use Corsair's Roll when you have a experience point status effect on your character. And when that happens, you get even more experience bonus. Also, you should spend 5,000 gil to get a 5,000 conquest points to get a warp ring. That will be super useful in the future once you accumulate 5,000 more. One thing to also look out for, if you happen to come across a Copper Amount voucher, when you a Copper voucher for the Aman, AMAN, those can be traded at Sparks for various amounts of currency, or various types of currency. 1,000 of each. It could be traded for 1,000 allied notes. It could be traded for 1,000 conquest points. At this point, it might be worth it to spend a couple of those vouchers on conquest points and get your warp ring early if you want. Alright, so what you need to look out for now. Once you get to your crag zone, which is basically a zone that has a crag in it, right here, which is going to be Tarongi Canyon, like I am now, or Kronstadt Highlands if you're from Bastok, or Lethane Plateau if you're from Sandoria. What you want to do is get... they got a crystal showing up. Did they add a home point? Maybe they added a home point. Interesting. At some point they added a home point. I didn't know that. So, these crag zones here, you need to get 3 items from certain enemies in order to get your Subjob quest really easily. And you want to do that on the way to... to your either Mohora or Selbina. I'll explain further here. So I'm going to fight these Pygmayoi, whatever. These guys should drop, or at least hopefully soon, will drop what's called a Mandragora Dewdrop. So I'm going to fight every one of them I see, at least until I get 3 Mandragora Dewdrops. Now, if you are from Windurst and going to do these Dewdrops and then go to Mohora, whatever, to get your Subjob quest, you are going to trade those 3 as part of the second part of the Rhapsodies of Vana'diel missions. Once you do that, you will get a Gilgamesh's letter of introduction, basically. And with that, you can automatically get your Subjob unlocked, instead of going out and finding 3 rare items from 3 different monsters in this particular zones. If you're from Bastok or Sandoria, then the place you're going to want to find bee pollen from, I think it's giant bees. Let's see here. Let's see where bee pollen drops from. I guess they're giant bees, right? Bee pollen drops from, huge wasps. Huge wasps in Kronstadt Highlands and Lothian Plateau. You're going to need 3 of those bee pollens. You can also get them from the AH if you've, from the auction house if you have already got enough money to do that, or just have sent money from your mule to this character. Or sorry, sent money from your main character to this mule. That way you can just go out and buy the things instead of farming them like I am. So I'm looking for some more pygmaois to drop the Mandragora Dewdrop. I need 3 of them. There's usually a lot of them around the crag. So bear with me while I do that. Okay, I'm back. On the way to the crag still. It happens to be nighttime. And nighttime is where all the undead come out to play. Unless you're in a dungeon, sometimes they're there all the time in dungeons. So, here we have skeletons and ghosts. Those are undead. Now, this is something you'll need to understand. This is kind of like a beginner tip here. In this game, there are several ways that monsters detect you. They can detect you by sight. They can detect you by sound. They can detect you by low HP, and they can detect you by magic. If you use a magical spell, like right near them, they might be aware of you. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to attack you. They'll only attack you if they are an aggressive enemy, or if they see one of their fellow kind, their fellow monsters being attacked. Then they might link to that particular monster and attack you also. So this, for example, this Rarab here, these things do not aggro, but they do detect by sight. I can stand in front of it and it won't attack me, even though it technically does know I'm there, but it won't attack me because it's not aggressive. However, this goblin butcher here will see me and will attack me. He detects by sight and he aggros. So I stood kind of in front of him, and then he attacked me because he saw me. Now, when it comes to sight detection monsters, there's usually a cone, like a cone-shaped invisible cone basically in front of them, that once you go into that cone of sight, they'll see you. Keep in mind, however, if they are about to turn directions and they happen to not be in you happen to not be in the cone of sight in 1 second, they could appear to be aggroing you, attacking you when they're not looking at you because they're about to turn, and as soon as the system activates the turn and then you become in their cone, they will suddenly come at you. It'll appear to you that they're suddenly coming at you, even though in the system they have turned, they have seen you, and then they attack. But it may not look like they are looking at you and then they attack because they haven't turned yet, if that makes sense. This pygmaoi here, they don't aggro, but they detect by sound. So you can stand in front of it and be a certain distance away and it still won't notice you. However, so with sound aggro, usually the sound range of detection is a circle around them, but it is not as big necessarily as some sight detection monsters. So let me give you an example here. This beastman here, Yukudos, are sight detection. I can stand behind them and nothing will happen. I can attack them and obviously they're going to attack me, but I have to get around in front of them into their cone of sight for it to notice me and then attack. And you can usually hear like a growl or a grunt or something like that when they notice you. When it comes to a sound aggro or a sound detection monster, you can be in front or behind as long as you're close enough for it to hear you. It will notice you. It still has to be a monster that aggroes in order for them to attack you, though. So, saplings here are sound detection, so it does notice me now, but it's not aggressive, so it's not attacking me. However, although saplings might be sight, I'm not sure. There's not a whole lot of saplings that aggro you, so it's not necessarily crucial to know that. These Mandragora type monsters here are definitely sound aggro, or sound detection, but not a lot of them aggro. I hope that makes sense. So, that's for sight and sound detection. There is what is referred to as blood detection. And when something blood aggroes you, it's usually an undead monster. I think always actually is undead monster. Is aggressive and they detect by blood. So if you have basically yellow HP, if your HP is so low that it looks yellow, it's 50% or less, then you're going to be noticed by undead. Undead include like the undead dogs and ghosts and skeletons and several things. They usually come out at night, or sometimes all the time in caves or dungeons. But also, I think I've noticed, I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but I've noticed that if you are in orange health, which is like half health, then they detect you at a certain range. If you are in, like, no wait, bear with me, I'm thinking. I think yellow health is when you're like 75% or less. When your health shows up as orange, it means you're 50%, and when it's 25% or less, then you have red. So I think the detection range for blood aggro enemies is greater when it's red than when it's orange. But usually yellow just means you're getting close to blood detection range. Or HP detection. Come on, give me a dewdrop. Give me the dewdrops, damn. Alright. Oh, by the way, when you see it, you can tell if it's nighttime by the time here. I believe it depends on the zone, depends on the monster, but typically undead spawn at maybe like 1800 or 2200, and they leave at like 600. By the way, check this out. This is a telepoint. Back in the day, sometimes the only way to get around was used to teleport warps. And now that I have this Mia Gate Crystal, this is the Crag of Mia, I could warp here if somebody uses the spell of Teleport Mia on me. But that's not very common these days. What I will do now, though, is go to the Vanniversary quest, which is colorless here, and you can you can do this at any time, but I can trade a crystal to this crystal here, this big crystal, and get a colorless crystal, which completes this particular quest, and get a faded crystal, not colorless crystal. So there you go. Let me see if, oh yeah. So the one that's the crystal on this map here, that's the Mia crystal, not a teleport, not like a home point crystal. Alright, so more pygmaoids here. Oh look, a skill chain. Now, skill chains are obtained when you have multiple weapon skills used in a certain window from each other on a certain monster. It's a little complicated, but pretty simple, really. I use a weapon skill, and then another weapon skill is used a little bit after that, and if it's the right weapon skill for the one you just used, then it can create a skill chain of a certain variety. And there's a chart that shows you what skill chains will work with each other, and you can create like a step-by-step skill chain using so more than just one or two at a time. If you use weapon skills like of the correct ones in a certain order, you can create a multi-step skill chain doing more and more damage each time. Major Roar Dewdrop right there. Here we go. 2 more. Okay. Oh, also, there is a magic aggro. And if you use magic near an enemy that detects by magic, such as these weapons here, they're called demonic weapons or ancient weapons, or they're just called because they have like these little weapons floating above their head, if you can see that from here. If you use magic nearby these are of the family Arcana, then you will get, then they will notice you from a certain distance. Right now, these things detect by sound and magic. So if I were to use magic right now, I would probably... He's going to detect by sound once I get close enough. See that? Hear that? He detected me. And now, the other one also detected by sound and is going to attack me too. So now when I go to cast a spell on one of them, the third one there notices me because I use magic. So the magic detection range is a little bit bigger for these guys than the sound detection range. And I don't have a way to cure myself. So I'm probably going to die. Well, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I didn't actually summon a white mage, and I don't have a cure for myself, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Alright, so I'm going to go find a shop, get some spells. Actually, how much money do I have right now? 843. That's not much at all. How many sparks do I have, though? I have almost enough sparks to buy an Acheron shield, which will give me 25k. And then I will sell it to an NPC and then get plenty of money for my spells. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll be right back. So I'm back at the NPC for the Records of Eminence, and I'm short like 75 or something sparks. So let me see if there's a quick quest I can do that will give me a few sparks. I know of one, but let me just check here. Grab this home point up here while I'm here. Alright, tutorial. Synthesis. I'm going to get the Weaver's Guild quest here. Bone Workers Guild. One point. So right down the road here is the Weaver's Guild and the Bone Workers Guild. And I can just talk to the head boss of the guild and get this quest here. Records of Eminence quest. Is this the one? Yes, sign up. Sign up for the Bone Workers Guild, please. Okay, Wind Crystal, completed the guild quest. So, while I'm at it, let's go to crafting. Actually. This particular quest here is for blacksmithing, which I can't get where I am right now. Because certain towns have certain crafting headquarters. And over here is another home point in the Weavers Guild. That's the Weaver's shop, not the guild. Ponono, I think. Okay. Took care of both of those. Now I have plenty of sparks to grab an Acheron shield. Then I'll go sell it at a shop and buy some spells while I'm out there. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. I'm going to go to the 71 to 98 page, all the way down, oops, page 3, I think. Yeah, last page of the book, of that menu, Acheron shield. Purchase. Yes, Acheron shield purchased, alright. So now, I can sell the shield. And the place I want to go for the spells is Windhurst, Port Windhurst. It's going to be this shop right here. This shop right here. Get there quick. Be right back. And I'm at the shop. I believe one sells black mage spells, one sells white mage spells. But I'm gonna get as many as I can. Oh, I need to sell this stuff here. I'm gonna sell a bunch of junk. Acheron shield for sure, 26k. Nice. I mean, some of this stuff is useful for certain things, but when you have the option to buy an Acheron shield, it's really not worth it to keep a lot of this stuff. You'll get to know what's sellable and what's not quickly. Not that. Bought all these, right? Might as well buy the Fire Scroll while I'm at it, because I can get that at level 19. Cure, yes. Protect, yes. Aqua Veil, sure. Shell is going to be used soon. Can't get Curaga at all. Okay. Let's use some of this stuff here. just level 14. Can't do these yet. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to menu and magic, white magic. I'm going to press my thing here to go to sort. Sort. Okay. Now I'm a little bit better ready to do some battling. And because I don't have my chocobo yet, I have to run all the way back up there. And as of right now, I don't have a shortcut to get there. Quickest way to get there right now. Yeah. Just walking. Taking the ankle express. So, I won't make you sit through that. And I'll be back with you in probably 10 minutes or so. See you then. Oh, hey, by the way, I do have a copper voucher here. Let's see what my conquest points are. Ah, 1200. Good, good. So I'm going to trade this copper voucher to Jobizat. Copper voucher. They will take the voucher and be like, okay, great. And then, now, I will go and exchange them on currencies. I have one voucher on hand, see that down here? One voucher. And I can change it for provisions, which is, well, I don't know why they're called provisions, but they're supplies that they used for later weapon upgrades, but don't need that now. Currencies. I can exchange for Sparks of Eminence right now, I can do that. Conquest points. Imperial Standing, Allied Notes, Bailed, all sorts of different stuff for various game systems. But right now, I'm going to use it for conquest points. 1,000, yes please. Alright, so now I can go over to my friend here and purchase. Spend conquest points, please. Common items, which is stuff that's not really required by rank. That is mission rank. And I will buy a Emperor Band. That is experience points plus 50%. Total bonus is 30,000 experience. So, pretty darn good for this point in the game. Right. Keep in mind, let's check this out here. This Emperor Band here has 3 uses. I have 3 out of 3 uses left. And I can use it every 15 minutes. It takes 5 seconds to use once I have it equipped. And I forget what the second 5 seconds is. But, so basically this status effect, which can't be dispelled, is going to last for 720 minutes. I guess that's what, 6 hours? Is it 6 hours? 7 hours. No, I don't know, whatever. But it is worth 30,000 experience points. That's the bonus. So you get 50% bonus on each kill. That gives you experience points. And then you get the value of that bonus up to 30,000. So at this point, it's basically like 12 or 13 full levels. So this will last a good while. So I'm going to go ahead and equip that. And use it. And this effect will show up. Now Kultada, a trust called Kultada, will use Corsair's Roll now that he sees that I have this effect, and it'll give me even more of a XP bonus for each kill. So that'll speed things up quite a bit. And once again, I will see you when I'm back up there getting Mandragoras and hopefully not dying. Hey, it's me again breaking in. So take a look at this. I forgot this was active. This area is currently... Sorry, here we go. This area is currently affected by Kubo's superpower. Artisan's Advantage, I think it has to do with crafting. Crystal Caboodle, I think that has to do with maybe crystal drops. But Swift Shoes is the one I'm looking at here. So, I'm going to rest. And after a certain a tick of resting, which is like one, like when you rest, you basically get back hit points, and you get back slowly, and it kind of builds up over time. But like each time you get something back, it's called like one tick of resting, and I got that right there. So now the Swift Shoes is giving me a movement speed increase for 14 minutes, and as I continue to rest, it builds up to a longer duration. It also, I think it builds up the speed a little bit as you rest. So I'm going to build it up to when it gets to 1 hour, then I know it's at its maximum, and I will then be able to move faster and get back to where I was quicker. Of course, if you get hit by an attack or anything, if you get aggroed or hit by an attack, then that effect goes away. Alright, so here I am. Alright, basically in a second here I'll be maxed out at 59 minutes, which is basically an hour minus 1 second. Okay, 1 hour, there we go. So now you can see how fast I can run. I think it's an extra 12% movement speed, which may not sound like much, but you notice it's noticeably faster. And when you're used to running at normal movement speed, it's quite nice. So I'm gonna zoom up there quick and be right back with you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. I'm still speedy because I haven't got hit by anything, but I still called my NPCs here. By the way, let's not talk about those. Anyway, by the way, I can only call 3 trusts for a total of 4 party members in my party right now. That is because I am not really proceeded at all with the Rhapsodies of Vana'diel missions. Once I get to I think 2 more further what is it? There's several more Rhapsodies of Vana'diel quests, but it's not like any major effort to get through several of them. Sometimes it's just one mission is one cutscene, so that's not a big deal. But after I proceed with several more quests, I will get access to 1 more NPC, so I'll have a total of 5 in my party. And if you go way farther, you can get up to 6 people in your party for 5 NPCs. It's not quite necessary to get that far, to level up to 99 as fast as possible, but the farther you go with the Rhapsodies of Vana'diel missions, the better your XP bonus will be. You'll get key items as you go that increase your XP bonus. They'll increase your Curio Vendor Moogle items available to you when you go to that store, that shop, the one I showed you in Winters, the Curio Vendor Moogle. They will have more items as you get more of these key items. So the first key item I'll get is, once I get all 3 of these Mandragora Dewdrops, I'll be able to go to Mahora and get my Subjob, and then I'll be able to get my first of those said key items. And I think the second key item you get is where you get the extra trust availability, and the key item after that is going to be crucial, because you will then be able to take in your trusts to take on the level 70 level 75 limit break quest. Back in the day, you had to go in by yourself with no Subjob, and it was quite difficult to beat that mission, to beat that enemy, that boss or whatever for that. I won't say anymore at the moment, but you have to go and fight somebody to earn your capability of becoming level 75. But back in the day, you had to do it by yourself, and that was really kind of difficult. And once you are high enough in Rhapsodies of Vana'diel missions, then you'll be able to bring in your trusts, and that is going to be, it's so worth it actually, because it's a little bit more extra effort to prevent a lot of pain later on. Besides, each time you get a key item upgrade to your from your Rhapsodies of Vana'diel missions, you get more and more XP, so it makes the whole thing faster. So there'll be a certain point where I recommend stopping with the Rhapsodies of Vana'diel quest, because the payoff isn't as worth it. You already have enough bonuses to make the rest of the journey to 99 easy enough. Alright. Alright, let me find more Mandragoras and get back with you in a bit. Alright, got my third new drop. Okay. Also, if you notice, the records of eminence here, gain experience, is active. This is doesn't happen every day. It's like it's on a certain schedule, but whenever this is active, you want to go out and get some XP, because you'll get bonuses just for getting XP, which is, you're just getting XP bonuses because you're getting XP. So it's amazing. I think every time you get 5,000 experience, which later on could be 1 or 2 kills, you get an extra 1,500. So yeah. Alright, so now, since I am in the Windurst continent, I'm going to go to Buburimu Peninsula here. Buburimu Peninsula. And here is where I'll find the town, the little village of Mahora. And when I do, I will go and continue with my Rhapsodies of Vana'diel quests and get my Subjob, which I can get at 18, and I'm level 15 now, so I gotta fight along the way and just level up to level 18 quick, so that I enter the town by the time I'm 18 and just get them both done. Call the laner roll first, because sometimes when, because he uses weapon skills like right off the bat, and sometimes if an NPC or a trust NPC is far away from the monster when you engage it, it'll just use the weapon skill, and you'll just waste your TP, because sometimes these the AI is kind of dumb, and when you use a weapon skill when you're too far away from a monster, you lose the TP for it, and you don't actually get the weapon skill to go off. So that's why anytime I have a character that I really want to make sure I want them to weapon skill, and put them first so they're closer to the enemy when I engage, because they kind of they're kind of called and kind of hang back from like in the order did you call them. So in that way, I'd probably call the mage last, if it was important, you know. So the mage is farther away. Might as well cast some spells and build up that skill. These ambushers here, when it's beastmen like this, like goblins and Yukudo and orcs and quadovs and giants, when they have beastmen, they usually have a job attached to them. Well, I guess all monsters have a job, but this particular goblin is a ranged goblin. It's a ranger, so it usually hangs back and shoots you. Wow. 714 XP, that's pretty good. Alright, so while I'm here at the outpost, Going to grab the survival guide. Where's the survival guide? There it is. Now, this outpost here used to be the way to warp back in the day. Used to be able to warp to these. Well, you still can. But it used to be the way to get around the world is to get outpost warps with the conquest system. But these days, there's a survival guide right next to the outpost anyway, so it's not a very useful thing anymore. Vulture, nice. Oh, I need to set my Boo Boo Remu objective. Region Boo Boo Remu. Goblins are usually a little bit higher level than the rest of the stuff, so I'm gonna fight those on the way. Alright, I'll get back with you in a little bit when I hit level 18 and get right next to the town I'm going to. Alright, I'm back. I'm level 18 and I am at the Mahora zone entrance here. So, once I enter, I think the Rhapsodies of Vana'diel quest should automatically start up. At least the next, I guess those mission 1-2 will automatically start up. Let's see. And my thing went away, so yeah, it's a cutscene coming up. Plus I'm like in the zone and it's not showing up yet, so yeah. There's Gilgamesh. Alright, so that counts as like the second mission or something like that. Or like at least part of the second mission. I'm gonna go up here and get my home point. You'll see a lot of people here. Because this is a popular area for endgame stuff. They go and talk to this character here in this book and do a special quest thing. Goldsmith's Guild, that's not it. We need to go to the, I guess the mayor's office or whatever. Yep. I think. governor's house, yeah. I heard you're searching for adventurers. Yes, please. Three Mandragora Dewdrops for Coco. Coco. And here you are, miss. 3 dewdrops. Here's Gilgamesh. Alright, Gilgamesh's introductory letter. So, that item allows me to get my sub-job right away, instead of gathering up 3 rare items from enemies that may not even be around. Then I go down here, talk to Vera. Yes, please. Wild rabbit tail. Or introductory letter. Sure. So I could turn in a wild rabbit tail, but I don't need to because I have an introductory letter. Come on now. There we go. There we go. Got it. And I got that quest finished too. So now I can go get a sub job. It basically is just going to the Mog House and activating a sub job. So now here's the question. Do I take Red Mage up to level 50 and then use Red Mage as a sub job for Black Mage? Or do I, now that I have a sub job, do I go back and start working on Black Mage up to level 25, and then back to Red Mage to level 49, so that Red Mage has a sub job all the way up to level 49, and then go back to Black Mage and level that to 99, and my sub job Red Mage will already be where it needs to be. I think what I will do is, I'm already level 18 on this job. I think what I'll do is go to Juno and get my Chocobo license and get my access to mounts. Therefore, I will be able to move around the world much easier and much safer. And yeah, so that's what I'll do. In the meantime, though, check this out. I think it's, yeah, there's this guy here. Now that I have completed this particular quest for Rhapsodies of Vanadil, I get a free trip with this guy to Norg. And Norg used to be a place that was kind of a pain to get to because you needed to get the Kazam airship pass, and you need to do that. You needed to go around the whole world and find like 3 keys and trade those in for the Kazam airship pass. But now I just warped automatically here, and now I can get the home point and come back here anytime I want, easily. And And there's a nomad Moogle here, there's a home point, there's an auction house, there's a survival guide. Lots of stuff to do. Another home point. Another survivor guide. And now to continue with the quests here. Rhapsodies of Vanadil quests. I'm going to go over here to this hallway. Talk to this door. Get the cutscenes. And remember the girl from the opening mission scene? I don't really need to read this myself, but feel free to pause it for yourself if you like. All right. That is the... No, it's not the key item, I guess, technically. But this this cutscene here will give me the key item I need. Alright, Horizon Gema Sanctum Orb. I click again to get another cutscene inside. Rhapsody in White. That is the key item I need. This Rhapsody in White gives me access to the first set of items at the Curio Moogle. It also gives me XP bonus. Other stuff too. In fact, let me just go ahead and spell Rhapsody correctly. Rhapsody in White. This gives me a 30% bonus to limit break or limit points, and bonus experience and limit points. 100% increase in combat and magic skill gains. Fields of Valor bonuses. That gives me cheaper Fields of Valor buffs and stuff. Increase of 1 to the maximum number of 4 alter egos you can call forth at once. So, I was wrong. This is the one I need to get the increase. So now I can use 4 trusts for a total of 5 in my party. And then the next one I get is the one that gives me access to using the trusts in the level 70 cap fight. 80% reduction in gil consumed by home points and curio vendor Moogle items. So, now I can get around the world cheaper. I can call 1 more alter ego to my fight. And I have items I can get at the curio vendor. So, what I will do now is run to Juno. But before I do that, I need to be safe about it. I need to be smart, and I'll show you. Use this to go to Windurst, Port Windurst, Loghouse. Yes. And remember how I was telling you about how monsters will detect by certain like sight or sound or magic or HP level, and they will aggro depending on their types. There are items in the Curio Vendor Moogle that will cause me to not be seen by these monsters. Seen or not be heard. So under medicine, I can buy a stack, which is kind of like a full group of prism powders, so I can't be seen, and silent oils, so I can't be heard. And what else do we have here? Curio Vendor has ammunition if you're if you use ranged job for bullets and arrows and bolts. And you have ninjutsu tools for ninjas, foodstuffs for eating, I guess. Scrolls for warping around. Protect, instant re-raise. Warp, instant re-raise is useful. Instant warp is useful. And keys. This is for various chests around the world. Not that you really need them nowadays very much. So now that I have my prism powder and silent oils, I can go and warp myself to the farthest point that I got toward Juno and start running toward Juno and safely doing so, and then getting to my next steps. But for now, this will end this episode, and I'll pick back up with you on my way to Juno. Thanks a lot. See you next time.